Hey everybody, welcome back to Couch Potato. It's your girl Sweet Potato. Y'all, the sun is ridiculous right now, so I got a major glare on the screen. I don't know what I'm looking like, probably bad. I don't feel good. Anyway, um today for the movie marathon, we're going to be talking about teeth. So this movie came out in 2007. I heard about it back then, but never watched it. So I just watched it yesterday. And honestly, in the time that we're in right now, with like the Me Too movement and all of that, and just with like the rape culture in the world and stuff, this movie really needs to be shown in like middle school, high school, in your sex education class, if schools even still have that. But this movie needs to be shown, in the image that I put for it, on the top, it has the best cautionary tale for men since Fatal Attraction. And honestly, it really is. Because if you think about it in terms of a horror movie, it's really a horror for men. It's not a horror for women. At no point in this movie was I scared as a woman, right? The only times I felt things as a woman, and it's the type of fears that women have to deal with all the time, which is being able to protect ourselves from being assaulted by a freaking man. Those are the fears that were there for women. But in terms of like the actual scary stuff, it was about men. So this movie is about a teenage girl. But it opens up with her as a little girl. Her mom is clearly dating some guy, and this guy has a son who is probably, I would say, about 2-3 years older than the little girl. And at the time she looks to be about 4 or 5, and her and the little boy are sitting in like a kiddie pool. And so he says, like, they don't show it, but you can see he kind of does something under the water, and then he looks down and then looks at her and he says, now let's see yours. So clearly he pulled out his little baby pee and showed it to the little baby, and he gonna ask her to see hers. And then next thing you know, he's screaming and his finger is bit. And they were like, what happened? And of course he wouldn't say. But the whole thing is, the whole premise of the movie is, the girl was born with the genetic mutation, and her vagina on the inside, so like not if you're just physically looking at it from the outside, but her vagina on the inside has teeth. Um, and they're like a cross between shark and eel teeth, but they're human, of course, because she's a human. Anyways, he didn't say anything because clearly he was about to sexually assault the little girl. So of course you're not gonna admit you know what it is. Anyway, then it cuts to her in high school. She is in this purity group where they promote abstinence, and all of that stuff. She doesn't remember what happened with her now stepbrother, because the parents actually did get married to each other. And you know, everything's all good. She's probably about 16, 17 years old. Anyway, so now she's all about purity and being abstinent, so much so that she's teaching little, classes to younger kids. And this new boy comes to town and he's friends with her friends from their old school, and they are immediately like infatuated with each other. So they end up hanging out, and then she calls him and is just like, look, I don't think we should hang out anymore because, you know, I feel too much strongly of a attraction for you. And he was in the little purity group too, but he had sex before, and it was like a year and a half ago or something. So, he says he feels regret for it. But anyway, they decide not to hang out. Something happens. She changes her mind, and they meet up at this little like cave lake where people go to hook up. And so they're like swimming, and they kiss, and it's great. Then they go inside the little cave, and then they kissing some more, and then they lay down, and he tries to start trying to get it in with the post girl, and she's like, no, I don't want to do that. And he was like, no, it's okay, we'll be fine, blah blah blah. And she's like, no, 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 like, I don't want to do it. And then he starts getting kind of rough with her, and then she accidentally hits the back of her head on the rock, and she kind of starts like passing out. And instead of trying to like get the girl up and try to help her, he tries to proceed to stick his little pecker inside of her. And then she kind of comes to and just like, no, no, no. And then next thing you know, he's screaming and hollering and backing up off from her. And then they cut down. Now, this movie is rated R. Now, to me, this was a horror for men, but really and truly is a dark comedy because it's hilarious. It's hilarious to me. Anyway, but they pan the camera down, and his little pecker gone, okay? All you see is pubes and blood spewing out. And then look over, and his little pecker is on one of them rocks. So her vagina chopped it off, okay? Because I said no. You heard? I said no. And you kept going. So guess what? You're losing your penis. That's how it works, okay? Anyway, she's freaked out. And he runs off. And then no one sees him anymore. So then she is supposed to speak at this next purity thing, and to her, she's like, I'm not pure anymore. Like, she's upset, whatever. So then she started doing her research and found out that some like ancient civilizations believed that they had women with teeth in their vagina, and they had to be conquered by a strong warrior or something. So she goes to a OBGYN, which for all of you men who don't know what that is, it's a lady doctor. They check our parts and make sure everything's functioning properly. Anyway, she goes to one at like a clinic, and he is checking her. He turns out to be a perv too, and I knew he was a perv because whenever he came in and was talking to her, he already started like getting the gloves and stuff out, but didn't call no nurse in. Now, I don't know how it works everywhere, but at the hospital that I go to get my stuff checked, the doctor, he'll come in the room and talk to you by yourself first, but then he gonna press the little button and buzz the nurse in, and a female nurse is gonna come in and watch the whole process that he's doing, because clearly he's at the advantage. So no nurse came in to this girl's appointment, or no female was present with her to be a witness, right? And so he checks on her with the glove, and then with the little speculum or whatever, and then he is like, okay, now I'm gonna check your flexibility, which is not a thing. He takes the glove off and puts buku like lube on his hand, and then proceeds to like, I want to say damn near fist the poor girl. Like, and she's like, ow, like what is happening? Anyway, next thing you know, she gets uncomfortable, and that doctor lost 4 fingers. Do you hear me? He lost 4 fingers. Okay? So, yeah. Okay? This video probably gonna be like poorly monetized because of the content. I'm trying to keep it like all the way like PG, but anyway, so next thing you know, she goes home, and her mom is passed out on the floor. And now over the years, her mom has gotten sick. I don't know. I'm assuming that the mom has cancer. They live right next to a freaking like plant where it's like a bunch of plant smoke, which is why I think that and they kept showing it over and over, which is why I feel like she had the mutation in the first place. But now her mama is sick, but her mama's like passed out on the floor, and her stepbrother in there banging some chick in the room or whatever. And yeah, anyway, so she rushed the mom to the hospital. The stepdad come and was like, okay, you need to go home and get some rest. She tried to go home, and then her stepbrother just getting on her nerves, so she leave. They got this one kid that go to her school that kind of like her. He gave her a ride somewhere, so she went to his house to try to talk to him and let him know like what was going on. Like she got to go to the police and turn herself in, but her mama in the hospital and all of this other stuff. Because now the first dude that tried to rape her, his body didn't turned up, so he died or whatever. And the doctor, he getting his fingers surgically put back on, and they were like, you don't want to tell us how this happened? And he was like, nope. Anyway, so she is telling the dude, and she was like, I need to take a bath, blah, blah, blah. So he ran her a bubble bath, gave her some type of pill that his mama be taking to calm down. Then he set the room up all with candles and all of that stuff, gave her like champagne and stuff. And then next thing you know, she already kind of loopy because of whatever pill he gave her. But she felt relaxed. And then next thing you know, he using the little vibe on her or whatever, and they do it successfully with no problem. And she was like, okay, you are the warrior that I was looking for or whatever. And then she was gonna leave because she was like, I really do have to turn myself in. But then he was like, no, we should go again. So then they do, and his phone started ringing, and he answered it, and he was like, oh, right now as we speak or whatever. So pretty much he had made a bet with his homeboy that he couldn't smash her, and he said it to her like while they was doing it. So guess what? She mad. Teeth came out. So he lost his little pecker too. And then next thing you know, he at the doctor getting his little pecker surgically put back on. I said, you know what? So she goes back to the hospital, and her in the meantime, her stepfather went to the house, told the son that he got to get out. They get into a fight. The stepson stick his freaking Rottweiler on them. And so she gets back to the hospital, and the stepdad and the stepbrother's girlfriend is there. And the stepbrother's girlfriend was like, I'm so sorry. Your mom was screaming, but he said that she always does that and to ignore her. So I did. And so she was like, oh, so this dude let my mama die? Okay. Because the mom did die. She said, all right. So she went to the house. Now, granted, her perverted stepbrother, been trying to smash her clearly forever. He told the daddy that he loved the girl, but he made her his sister, so he was mad at the daddy. Anyway, she go there, and she come on to him, and he was like, why are you doing this now? Now, he remembers what happened to his finger and how he got bit, even though she don't. So he tries to do backdoor stuff with her, but she was like, no. So he go in there. It's all good at first. Then she just stared him with a blank stare, and then he lost his little pecker. And guess what? His dog got out. He told the dog to sick her. He didn't. The dog ran and ate his little pecker. And then the girl packed the little bag, rolled her bike off. Something happened with one of the tires went flat. She hitchhiked the ride with some old man. They get to a gas station. The old man then got her locked into the car, And she was like, oh, Lord. But then she had a little smirk on her face because she got the power. The power of the P. Anyway, this movie was really good. And I really do feel like that they should show this to young boys. Because let me tell y'all something. Y'all be going to, not y'all. I don't want to say all men because all men do not do this. But y'all little rapists and guys that like to sexually assault women, y'all gonna come across the right one. Granted, no one has teeth in their vagina, but y'all gonna come across the right one that's gonna kill y'all. Okay? That's gonna kill y'all for trying them like that. So I feel like this is something that guys definitely need to see. Just to get y'all mind right. That's all. But anyway, you can find this movie on Netflix if you are interested in watching it, interested in showing it to your spouse, your son, your nephew, whatever. You can find it on Netflix. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Leave me a comment down below. We can talk. Okay? And thank you for subscribing. Goodness. To JK Studios. This is your girl, Sweet Potato. This has been Couch Potato. I will see you guys tomorrow.